The lights of Hollywood have always shone brightest on those who embody a mix of talent, charisma, and beauty. But in 2025, one name rose above them all, sparking headlines across the globe. Caitríona Balfe, the Irish star of Outlander, was officially crowned the most beautiful woman in Hollywood. It was not just another award. It was a coronation, a moment that seemed to crystallize years of admiration from both fans and critics alike. On the night of the announcement, the air buzzed with anticipation. The event, an annual celebration of film, fashion, and influence, had already gathered a glittering array of Hollywood's elite. Photographers crowded the carpet, their flashes bouncing off sequined gowns and tailored tuxedos. Yet when Caitríona arrived, the atmosphere shifted. Wearing an elegant, understated gown that perfectly framed her statuesque figure, she carried herself not just as a nominee, but as someone who effortlessly redefined what beauty meant in the modern era. As her name was called, applause erupted, first from the audience inside the Grand Hall and then rippling across social media as the announcement was broadcast live. The moment she stepped onto the stage to receive the honor was nothing short of cinematic. Standing beneath a cascade of golden lights, Caitríona radiated a mix of poise and humility. The applause grew louder when she flashed that familiar smile, graceful yet warm, the same smile that fans had come to know through years of watching her embody Claire Fraser in Outlander. But what made this recognition particularly powerful was that it felt earned, not manufactured. Caitríona was not a newcomer dazzling for a fleeting moment. She had walked a long road from the catwalks of Paris and Milan, where she began her career as a model, to the demanding sets of international cinema and television. She was not crowned simply because of a symmetrical face or striking features, though she possesses both, but because her beauty seemed to encompass something far deeper, an aura of resilience, intelligence, and timeless elegance. Outside the hall, the reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with congratulatory posts, hashtags like #Caitríona Balfe most beautiful trending worldwide within minutes. One fan wrote, "She's not just beautiful on the outside, her soul, her talent, and her strength make her shine brighter than anyone else." Another post read, "Hollywood finally got it right. Caitríona is a queen." Media outlets followed suit. Fashion magazines praised her effortless style, noting how she consistently elevated red carpets without chasing trends. Entertainment journalists applauded her humility, recalling how she often deflected compliments in interviews by highlighting the team of stylists, designers, and colleagues who helped her along the way. For the global Irish community, the honor carried even more weight, a point of pride that one of their own had become a symbol of beauty and influence on Hollywood's grandest stage. Yet the significance of the title extended beyond applause. In an industry that often elevates youth and superficial glamour, Caitríona's recognition felt revolutionary. At 45, she had proven that beauty was not confined to age but instead deepened with experience, artistry, and confidence. Her career trajectory, model turned acclaimed actress, activist, and producer, embodied the idea that beauty and power are inseparable when paired with substance. The crowning moment itself was captured in thousands of photographs and clips, but one image quickly went viral. Caitríona standing on stage, clutching the crystal plaque, her expression a delicate balance of pride and disbelief. The caption that trended beneath it summed up the sentiment of the night: beauty with grace, power with humility. This is Caitríona Balfe. Still, as the applause faded and the night continued, a new question began to rise among critics and commentators. Was this merely a recognition of her physical beauty, or was Hollywood finally acknowledging the fuller picture: her artistry, her influence, her voice? Because for those who have followed Caitríona's journey, this title was not the beginning of her story, but rather a symbolic milestone in a life and career built on persistence and evolution. And as the cameras captured her stepping down from the stage, waving to her fans with that luminous smile, the world couldn't help but wonder. What does it really mean to be crowned the most beautiful woman in Hollywood? Is it a celebration of appearance alone, or the culmination of years of redefining what beauty truly represents in an industry hungry for authenticity? The crown of most beautiful woman in Hollywood might sound like a simple accolade, but for Caitríona Balfe, it carried layers of meaning and stirred ripples of debate across the industry. In the days following her recognition, news outlets dove into her journey. They reminded audiences that Caitríona's path had never been one of shortcuts or easy victories. Before she ever stepped into the role of Claire Fraser in Outlander, she was a young woman from Dublin, standing in endless casting lines, struggling through the uncertainty of modeling jobs in Paris, Milan, and New York. The fashion world applauded her elegance but offered little stability. Her transition into acting was no overnight success either. There were rejections, years of learning, and countless auditions that led nowhere. This is what made her 2025 crowning moment so poignant. For fans and supporters, it wasn't just about beauty, it was about resilience. She earned this title not just with her face, but with her journey, wrote one editorial in Variety. Another piece in The Hollywood Reporter emphasized, Balfe embodies beauty in its modern form: intelligence, maturity, and an unwavering sense of self. But as praise poured in, so did questions. Hollywood, after all, is notorious for crowning new favorites each year, often sparking arguments about bias, timing, and relevance. Some critics argued that while Caitríona was undeniably stunning, others, rising stars with blockbuster successes, might have deserved the spotlight instead. Online forums buzzed with debates, comparing her to younger actresses or questioning whether such titles reinforce outdated beauty standards. Caitríona's response was characteristically graceful. In interviews, she brushed aside the superficial aspects of the award. Instead, she redirected the conversation toward the broader definition of beauty. If this moment inspires even one woman to feel comfortable in her own skin, then it means more than any plaque or headline, she said, her words echoing across countless retweets and Instagram shares. Her humility only deepened the admiration of her fans. They highlighted her advocacy work, pointing to her consistent support of humanitarian causes, her outspokenness about women's rights, and her efforts to use her platform for more than self-promotion. To them, this was why she was the right choice, not because she fit Hollywood's standards, but because she reshaped them. Those who worked closely with her added their voices. Co-stars described her as grounded, kind, and fiercely professional. One Outlander producer was quoted saying, "She elevates everyone around her. That's a kind of beauty you can't photograph, but you can feel." Even Sam Heughan, her longtime co-star and close friend, shared his congratulations in a heartfelt post, calling her the most beautiful soul in Hollywood, inside and out. His words, naturally, fueled another wave of headlines and speculation, but they also reinforced the idea that Caitríona's recognition was about far more than looks. The debates surrounding her title became a mirror for larger conversations. What does "most beautiful" mean in 2025? Is it about ageless elegance, the way Caitríona continues to defy Hollywood's obsession with youth? Is it about influence, the ability to inspire millions through art and activism? Or is it simply about presence, that intangible quality she exudes on and off screen? For Caitríona, the answer seems simple. Beauty is inseparable from authenticity. She reminded her audience that she was once a girl uncertain of her place in the world, doubting herself in the highly competitive fashion industry. If her story could now empower others, then every twist and turn of her journey had been worth it. Still, the attention did not come without pressure. With the title came heightened scrutiny. Every outfit dissected, every appearance weighed for significance. Some outlets speculated whether this recognition would boost her Hollywood trajectory beyond Outlander, into new films or leading roles in major franchises. Others wondered if it would pigeonhole her into the shallow world of glamour she has often resisted. Yet, as the frenzy unfolded, Caitríona remained unshaken. She walked red carpets with her usual mix of grace and self-deprecating humor. She posted candid photos with her fans, thanking them for their endless support. In speeches, she spoke not of beauty but of gratitude, resilience, and the importance of storytelling. To her, the title was not a final destination but a reminder of how far she had come. Perhaps that is why her crowning moment struck such a chord. It was not just Hollywood declaring her beautiful. It was Hollywood, for once, recognizing that beauty can be wisdom, strength, and courage woven together. And so, as the glitter of the award night fades into memory, the world is left with a question that transcends Caitríona Balfe herself. What truly makes someone the most beautiful? Is it flawless skin and radiant eyes, or the stories carved into a face that has weathered triumphs and trials? For millions who watched her ascend the stage in 2025, the answer was clear. Caitríona Balfe's beauty is not only in what you see but in what she represents. And perhaps that is why, in a town overflowing with stars, she was crowned Hollywood's brightest.